GMS fam, what's going on, y'all? Let me turn this brightness down on my ad real quick. Brian, turn the brightness down. What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all having a good, beautiful Monday. Hope everybody has positive energy. Hope everybody's doing the right thing. Hope everybody is encouraging other people right now, blazing up. I see you, Brim Dog. Breathe easy. My nigga say he rolling up to this beat. That's what I'm talking about. Trauma in this motherfucker. Lady Aries in this motherfucker, man. Thank y'all for pulling up on me today, man. We're gonna talk about some shit that we need to get off our chest. And of course, I'm gonna need my GMS fam in the comments to, you know, spread the knowledge and to spread y'all opinion, because, you know, I value that shit and I really fuck with y'all for, you know, saying the dope things that y'all say and putting me on the game as well. King Lukey in this motherfucker too. What's up, GMS family? Now, today's subject is gonna be a subject where we can't hold back our tongue, so to speak. Pause. Certain things have gotten out of hand, and the culture, which is cancel, it needs to be redefined. I think the way that recently, what really brought me to doing this is because I haven't really heard anybody give a legitimate answer to what they feel cancel culture is, or what they think of it, or somebody like Cat Williams, who is the person who will cross the boundaries and go above and beyond to do his comedy and to do his acting, and, you know, somebody who we know bends the rules, was the person to come out and give a really great example of what he feels cancel culture is and what it should be, what it shouldn't turn into, without having to say that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's better to, like, tell people, you know, what the potential could be, or what it, like, the broader aspect of things, instead of telling people what they should and shouldn't be doing, especially grown ass motherfuckers on the internet. So the way that he put it, man, it was real. It was real simple, but at the same time, it made you actually understand a few things. I don't know if you guys heard it, or if you guys caught wind of what Cat Williams said regarding cancel culture, but I'll play it here. Hold on. I'm not gonna show it. I'll just play the audio.
Without judgment and repercussion from cancel culture.
If you ask all of the people that didn't make it to the NBA, if you ask them if we just lowered the goal down another foot, they all tell you they'd make it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes the out of bounds, but the out of bounds gotta be there, or you'll run up in the stands, right? Mm-hmm. So some of these things are for the benefit of everything. Nobody likes the speed limit, but it's necessary. Nobody likes the shoulder of the road, but it's there for a reason. Mm-hmm. My point is, people weren't all that extremely funny back when they could say whatever they wanted to say. At the end of the day, there's no cancel culture. Cancellation doesn't have its own culture. That was people of color. That was us policing our own culture. That was people without a voice being trashed by people just because they had a bigger name than them and more money than them and a better office than them. They could sweep them up under the rug like they didn't matter. I don't know what people we think got canceled that we wish we had back. I don't even know who are they.
Now I'm just gonna play that little clip there because, like I said, sometimes you got to put things in perspective instead of telling people what they should and shouldn't be doing. And then on top of that, coming from somebody like Cat Williams, who we know, you know, his you know, part of his history here in the industry. For one, let me just say this: it pisses me off that people for one, were surprised that this came from somebody like Cat Williams. Cat Williams has been saying real shit since he entered this entire realm of the entertainment industry. This is nothing new under the sun for somebody like Cat Williams, but this is also a testament to how the media will portray you to the public and have people thinking of you. You know, and then fuck around and try to have people think you're crazy, but at the same time, Cat Williams is a huge star, huge mega comedian, actor, all that, right? You can say some shit about somebody to the public without even thinking about what will happen to this person in public with the people who hear these things and think these things about you. I can only imagine somebody like Cat Williams, who is trying to stay sane, try to stay on the right path, trying to do the right thing, constantly having a bunch of people saying a bunch of stuff to him, or thinking that he's crazy, or whatever the case may be. Then fuck around and have him sit down and say some shit like, first of all, this isn't the only time that Cat Williams has got up over this past year and said some real shit. He also spoke on George Floyd. That video went viral. He had rainbow hair. He was looking like Takashi Williams. And he said some of the realest shit you will ever hear in your life. I don't know if y'all caught that either. Let me know if y'all seen that video too. It was a little short clip that came out with Cat Williams. He was trending for it too. Because one of the things that he said was, you know, that rage and that anger that white people have been waiting on for centuries, we're better people than that. Clearly it hasn't happened. The real rebellion, the type of shit that'll really go down in history as something that'll be catastrophic, is something that hasn't happened yet. Black people have only marched these streets and burned some shit down. They have not ran up and said, you know what? It's a race war. We're going to take every pale soldier we see and do some foul shit. That's what a lot of weird, bigoted, racist motherfuckers are waiting for. They're waiting for black people to really spaz. They think that this is something that's, bruh, the crazy part too, y'all saw, if anybody saw what Minneapolis looked like last year over South, where everything took off in the beginning after the George Floyd murder happened. It was a literal war zone in that spot where they took that shit over and they burnt, looted, marched, all that shit. That whole area was messed up, was done. It looked like there was no, when I tell you, somebody who saw it with my own eyes and not a person that saw it through the internet and on TV, it looked like that area was done for, right? Bruh, if you go there right now, and I'm talking about, this is during everything there has been more protests, there has been more riots, there have been more looting and all that shit. The same place last year that looked like a war zone has been getting fixed. One of the main things that they were showing you on TV that in that area was the Cub Foods, the Target. When I went over there last year, all the windows broken out, graffiti all over the place, everything looted, trashed. Bruh, there's a brand new Cub Foods and Target. There's nothing. There's no trash. There's no graffiti. There's nothing. There's none of that. Do y'all understand? This was, and I know I'm going off track a little bit, but I need people to hear this. We did them a favor. They were gonna fuck that place up anyway. They were gonna try to build new houses, all that shit anyway. We did them a favor. We just rushed the process. Meanwhile, they're letting the public believe that we just destroyed the city and that they're coming and using tax dollars to rebuild because of what black people have destroyed, when they were going to do that in the first place. The apartment building that everybody was talking about that people burned down. Oh, they burned down a new apartment building. They didn't say that those apartment buildings, for one, weren't finished and didn't have nobody living in it. They were still in construction. But of course they needed that narrative to be out there because they wanted Minneapolis to look like a savage place to live. This is real shit. I will literally go over south, put on a video and show y'all. I want to show y'all what it looks like downtown or down in that area that was so fucked up last year. I want y'all to see what it looks like now. Because for some reason the narrative is that Minneapolis is just gone to shit. Yeah, mentally, it's real fucked up mentally, and it's real fucked up with the police force and the public. But if y'all think rioting and looting is going to be something that is going to be detrimental to our state and our country, come on, man. Think again. But anyway, hold on. Let me see what y'all said. Lady Aries said, I talk about all the time that it really has not popped off with black folk here in this country. No, it hasn't. It has not at all. And we know that. But to even see how terrified they are at that, it's like we know they couldn't handle no other shit. Nuke said some people need to get canceled, but it's mostly people getting offended over shit that ain't that serious. That's another thing. People will cancel you over your opinion because you have a difference of opinion. That's not what I don't think that's what cancel culture should be equal to. About an opinion. Now, I guess it depends on what your opinion is, but at the same time, most of the time when people try to cancel somebody for an opinion is because they don't believe the same thing that they do. Not over no like sick, weird, twisted shit. Black man said they have been preparing for a race war for years, government and militia. That's why they didn't waste any bullets or tear gas at the Capitol. Of course not. Of course not. We know this shit. Thank you, Salva. Now, back to this cancel culture shit. I think, just to piggyback off of what my nigga Nuke said, it's the problem with me and the whole cancel culture shit is the fact that people want to literally police the things that people say that they don't, that's like, uncomfortable for them. And I think one thing that America has done a great job of over the years is try to make people feel like they can't hear certain shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's say, for instance, there's a comic on stage and he's talking about every race, right? But there's, I don't know, a white dude who got offended because the dude on stage was talking about how racist white people are. We're talking about facts here. There's a lot of racist white people out here in this country. So for somebody to talk about racist white people, it shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable. If you feel uncomfortable listening to somebody talk about racist white people in this country, you have to reevaluate yourself. You don't have, what do you look like canceling somebody for telling their truth? If I'm sitting, especially if it's a black man on stage talking about racist white people and motherfuckers walk out, you know how many times people have walked out of a Paul Mooney concert, comedy show, rest in peace to one of the greatest. A lot of white people walked out of a Paul Mooney show knowing damn well who Paul Mooney is. That's like some deep-rooted shit within themselves. Not even Paul. There's nothing wrong with Paul. There's something wrong with you. How could you listen to somebody talking about racist motherfuckers get mad, get up and walk out? Oh, because he must be talking about your daddy. You must be talking about your granddaddy and shit. You feel uncomfortable because you used to be at the fucking family get-togethers listening to granddaddy say nigger like he was breathing. It didn't make you get up and walk out from your family, but somebody talking about them motherfuckers made you get up and walk out. Reevaluate that shit. Black man said they think we want revenge for shit they did years ago when we need revenge for what they do to us today. Jesus Christ. What bars those were, black man. Those were bars. My man just spit bars. I'm going to say that again. They think we want revenge for shit they did years ago when we need revenge for what they do to us today. Come on, man. Even another worst part about it is the fact that a lot of people ignore it. It's not even like I had to think to myself, I'm like, it can't possibly be that many people who are that naive and that dumb when it comes to the subject of just racism in this country that was built off racism. People don't believe it still exists. Like I feel like a lot of white people feel like racism died after segregation was done. I think a lot of people think that everyone who was racist and did extreme racist shit back then just all of a sudden stopped or died out. As if those families didn't exist and passed down those ideologies to their children and their children's children. And now we have what we have today as a product of a bunch of people who would never get out of the mind state of hating somebody for the color of their skin. It's ridiculous. Corin Stevens said it actually has popped off with black people. We should be more knowledgeable about our history in this country. Tariq Nasheed's next movie will enlighten more folks to this part of our history. That could be a fact, man. I didn't know Tariq was coming out with a new film. Salva said cancel culture is all about programming, especially the young kids, into fitting into tighter boxes, easier to shepherd. Yes, that is one thing. They think they're protecting the kids. What you're doing is sheltering them and getting them ready for potential depression and even suicide. No matter what type of trend you start on the internet, you will never protect somebody from the real world. That is the problem. We want to protect kids from social media when we should be protecting them from the real world, and not even in the way where we're trying to tell them that, oh, you're the greatest and nobody could, say nothing. No, we have to prepare them that somebody will come up to you and tell you you ain't shit. No matter how many times I tell you that you mean something and that your life has purpose, there's going to be somebody out there you're going to run into to tell you ain't shit and make sure to let you know that over and over again. That's what we need to prepare our kids for. We need to prepare our kids for somebody that may walk up to them and harm them because of the way that they look. We have to tell them, yo, watch out for these type of people. All these motherfuckers don't have your best interest. I'm going to tell you like this. I was in Wisconsin a few days ago with one of my homeboys. We went out to this beach, and I was observing shit. Now, mind you, like I said, it's a place in Wisconsin. Wisconsin is not my cup of tea, man. I don't go to Wisconsin. I don't like to hang out there because I clearly know we'll be going down there. We get to this place. We have to walk through this trail and shit. First of all, as soon as we get there and get out, the first thing that happens is a white dude just staring at me and my homeboy while we getting our shit together, trying to get, start walking and shit. Now, that's one thing that I don't think white people understand. That's like a slappable offense. You should be able to understand what slappable offenses are as a white person when you interact with black people. When first things first, don't you stare. Because I promise you, that person on the other end is going to assume you staring at them because they black. I don't give a fuck what they got on. I don't give a fuck if they got on jewelry. I don't give a fuck if they look like somebody famous. If you are a white man or woman and there is a random black person in the vicinity and you are staring at them, you are automatically somebody presumed as a racist weirdo. And I'm just keeping it a buck. It doesn't matter whether you are or not. I'm trying to give certain people game so they stop doing weird shit like that in public. Because that was the first thing that happened when we got there. And I stare people right back dead into their eyes, make sure that they know I see you staring at me till they, look the other way and shit. It's weird shit. I don't get that. I don't get that side of their culture. I don't get why they still view black people as damn near exotic zoo animals, nigga. Like you don't see black people in real life. You got to stare at one like a fucking monolithic ass character or like a goddamn unicorn. Then when we get down there, it's all white people. All white people. We the only two niggas surrounded by fucking 200 white people on a beach. So I'm like, all right, what I do is I stay cautious knowing that I'm the only black person there. Anything could pop off. Somebody can do some weird shit. Somebody will stare at you. Somebody might say some slick shit because they know they're surrounded by a bunch of white people. And if the one black person spazzes out there, then he's going to be looking like the dumb motherfucker. And of course, they don't want more black people coming to their little hidden beach. So they're going to try to do some weird shit. And then the first thing I hear was that there was a fight the day before. Oh, there was a fight the day before. Yeah, I got the video of it. Some white dude walked up because I guess he recognized my homeboy from that last time he was there. He's like, oh, what's up? Yeah, there was a fight here yesterday. Some fat white kid called a black dude the N-word, and they started fighting. Oh, surprise. Surprise. Now I have to know I'm at a beach where a motherfucker might randomly call me a nigger just because I'm at the beach. So now I'm already uptight. So then the dude that was telling us about it, this random white dude, sitting there talking to us, man, and like this is what I'm saying. It'll be like a cool white dude like this who like see us and be like, oh, I recognize him from another day. Walk up, he had a fat ass blunt roll. He was just chopping it up with us, talking to us, man, cracking jokes, laughing and shit. He want to kick it with us. Like he seen we was just sitting over there chilling. Dude was having a regular conversation. Here's the slick shit. His homeboy, this other white kid walks up, looking all fucking like. Looking at us and shit, looking all off and face all perturbed. And then he grabs his homeboy's arms like, dude, are you going to fucking play football or what? And then the dude that was talking, he's like, bro, I'm fucking talking. The fuck what do you mean? You walked up on me talking about, am I going to play football? I'm fucking talking to people. And then his friend tried to act all cool once he realized his homeboy wasn't finna follow along with what the fuck he was trying to do. Then he going to be like, oh, dude, no, it's cool, man. What's going on, everybody? I'm so. No, you should have walked up and introduced yourself in the first place, you old slick ass weirdo. Then it made me want to like say some shit, but like I said, I'm surrounded by a sea of mayonnaise. I know when to do and when not to do shit. So I just sat there and watched him play it off like he was trying to be cool after that when his homeboy didn't leave when he wanted him to. What he wanted to do was come up and be like, quit talking to these black dudes, man. You got a sea full of white brothers over here. Come back to the clan, dude. Throw some pigskin. That's what the fuck I heard. That's what I heard. I don't know about y'all, but I heard that. It's what Wisconsin's weird, bro. And I felt off about that. Everything was making me feel off. Like, then on top of that, the other weird part is, like I told you, the dude walked up to us with a fat ass blunt in his hand. Fatty. Did nobody look at him crazy? He was holding it in his hand like, yeah, we're finna go smoke this blunt, man. And we're gonna go. All the white girls walking up, we gonna smoke the blunt? All the white dudes, come on, man, let's smoke that blunt. But me, of course you know me, I went to the beach not empty-handed. I went there with a full green mind state, and I had me plenty rolled. As soon as I took out my first blunt, I'm over here by myself, sitting on the towel, took out my first blunt and put it to my mouth. Before I even lit it, I looked around and see white people like, wow, so ghetto. But not Brad and Chad and Steve over here with the XL blunt. 19-year-old kids over here drinking fat ass bottles. But but you got your eyes on me. Little old me chilling, sitting on the beach, smoking a blunt, enjoying the motherfucking weather. If anybody deserves to be canceled, it's them type of motherfuckers. Get them out of here. We need to point this energy towards the people who deserve it. Stay away from the comedians. Let them do their art. Stay away from the artists. Stay away from motherfuckers who actually have to put in a lot of energy to create some shit. And actually put it towards the motherfuckers who literally have no reason, no purpose as to why they do the things that they do and act the way that they act and feel the way that they feel. That's who we need to focus our cancel energy on. Cancel them niggas out. They don't need to exist. Put them motherfuckers back in boot camp. Cause they clearly don't, they not learning shit. It's some weird shit. Corin said, those I want to be down white boys are white supremacists too. They are no different from white missionaries who infiltrated black countries to be colonized. Yeah, and that's the thing. You only trust motherfuckers so far as you can throw them. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't come up with you, if I didn't grow up with you, and if we and I know for it, like I have to know for a fact you solid, basically. You know what I'm saying? You can't get nothing past me, really. I can tell who you are. Just let me be around you for a little bit. I can start to tell who you really are. And I can start to tell who you want to be, because you try to portray a certain person, but behind that, when you're not around a bunch of people and you act different, that's who you really are. I know way too many people like that. White dudes, black dudes, age, it's all around. Like there's certain people who are actually will you can tell that they genuine about their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing I want to say to y'all is that, you know, this is common sense, but at the same time, just to reiterate some shit, you know, words only mean so much. Actions speak way louder than whatever it is that you're talking about. And if you a person who is solid, you'll be that in your actions. People say too much. People talk too much. People practice on how to talk good because they don't know how to do anything right. So they have to practice one aspect of life to try to get them through. And one thing people practice is being good talkers. We can't accept that type of shit. If you don't have anybody in your life that is showing you constantly who they are, but constantly just telling you, though, that's how you know you need to move people out of your life. Just some quick game for y'all. Something simple. I know most of y'all already know that, but trust me. Some people still get lost in words. Some people still hear some slick shit and be like, "Oh, okay." But you have to see how somebody is moving with you. You have to pay attention to shit like that. I like to pay attention to people, how they not just how they talk, but they facial expressions, they body language. You can really tell a lot from somebody by their body language and their facial expressions, and you know how they form their sentences, and how, if you can tell if they just sitting around looking for something to say, you know what I mean, or just talking out their fucking ass. Like, you can tell. And I pride myself on knowing these things when I'm talking to somebody. If I'm ever talking to you face to face, trust me, I'm paying way more attention to everything else besides what you just saying. Corin says 70% of communication is nonverbal. You're right. Words ain't shit without actions, for sure. Black man said, I bet if black people push for segregation again, they wouldn't let us. I mean, our money go. Look, the thing about segregation is it needs to happen with the right people. Segregate, like the people I just explained, the people I just explained from that beach, they need to be subjected to segregation. Those people. We don't need them in society. They mess up the ecosystem. They fuck up everything that people are trying to, that people like us are trying to build towards. We're trying to build towards a more better, understandable, non-confrontational fucking life. These people don't understand that concept. They need to be removed from society. Segregate them, not us. The same people that have a problem with somebody's skin, they need to be taken away from society and put in segregation from the world. Put them around everybody else like them. Let's see how long that lasts. They're going to end up not liking each other for some dumb shit. It's all going to be self-destructive. They are self-destructing ass people. Lady Aries says, some people just have the gift of gab, so to speak. Pay attention to their body language and energy. It never lies. Never. And that's a great point. It's a great point. A lot of people, you know, there's some good talkers out there. Some people that'll really make you believe some shit. You know? For instance, just for example, politicians. Politicians are great speakers. Great speakers. They know how to manipulate people with their words and their body language. They make sure that they have both intact, because you can't, like I said, People pay attention to that shit. Whether you believe it or not, people pay attention to body language. They pay attention to if you look serious in what you're saying, if you actually mean the shit. Politicians are really good at doing that. They're good at lying through their teeth, their body, and their eyes. They will make promises. They will sit up there and tell you what it is that they will do. Next thing you know, as soon as they get in position, they fall in line with everything else. It never fails. Pimps and preachers all the same. Preachers too. Oh my God, don't get me started on preachers. I mean, we know pimps. Pimps do what they supposed to do as a pimp. Preachers though, talk about master manipulators. The masters at it. If you ever want to learn how to manipulate people by the masses, not just by individuals, but by the masses, go ahead and find you a pastor somewhere and go listen to the shit that he talks about. Go be an understudy for a pastor somewhere. Sit back, take notes. Watch the crowd, how they move at certain levels of voices. Not just what he's saying, but there's also the levels of voices. They raise their voices at certain moments to make what they're saying seem more powerful. There's like a growl in it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that I know, basically most of y'all motherfuckers, we referencing black churches. Y'all know what black churches be like. Now, them motherfuckers sell it good. Good. You gotta believe in God. Now put the money in the plate. Just like that. Say God real hard and real tough, and then lightly say, put the money in the plate. Put them at ease so they feel a little bit at ease and not like you forcing them to give the church money. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. Black man said, watch the show Lie to Me. They canceled the show because it shows you about how to really detect lies. They canceled it, huh? They give these shows a couple runs and shit. Like when something like seems like it'll like shift the culture, they'll give it like a couple, you know what I'm saying? They'll give it a couple seasons or so, maybe one. You remember? Oh, matter of fact, bro, what was the show that Orlando? Damn, let me look his name up, man. Orlando Jones. American Gods. My man, Orlando Jones. Let me put his picture up here real quick just so y'all know who I'm talking about. I know some of y'all do, but let me show y'all who I'm talking about. Orlando Jones, this man right here. Y'all know this guy? Y'all know Orlando Jones. This guy right here. Legendary actor, funny guy. I believe he was a part of Mad TV at one point. I hope I'm not mistaken. This guy, longevity in the business, has done, countless amounts of TV and film, well respected. He was a part of a show called American Gods. His character ended up getting taken off the show. Now, I don't know if a lot of you guys know about this. This actually rubbed me the wrong way. It actually makes me mad talking about it because this is just some of the shit that pisses me off about how America moves. And when it comes to saying real shit that white people specifically have to face but are uncomfortable facing, so they make sure that they pacify the shit. He was on the show. I forgot his character. His character was somebody who basically was like, I don't know, was he like a shaman or like a voodoo? I don't know what his character was. Somebody prominent in the show, somebody who actually held weight in the show that the masses of the fans who liked the show really liked his character. So it was really weird that they just basically cut his character off. But there was a specific episode that Orlando Jones himself feels got him fired. He spoke on it. He said some. I can't play it on here because I don't want YouTube to strike me or copyright my shit. But when you guys get a chance, he played a god. He played an African god. he said some real shit about this country. Something that would make it would literally. I guarantee you, every white person that watched that episode cringed at the facts of what he was saying. And that's another thing. That's what makes it really weird. I forgot about that too. He was a fucking producer and actually wrote on the show. The scene that he felt got his character kicked off was the scene that he wrote. He wrote that scene. He wrote that shit. Mr. Nancy. There we go. Mr. Nancy. I so wish I could play it because it was that tough. Bro, when I seen that shit, I almost fucking cried. I'm not gonna lie. Because I was angry. Like it made me angry to hear it. Because, of course we have to see and hear a bunch of shit that, fucks us up on a daily, especially when it comes to racism and how this country was built. But for one, I was surprised that they even let that on the show. For two, it was just damn. Like this is what we have to live. Like it wasn't even like, damn, this is what we went through, or this is what our people went through, and like we have to listen. It's more so like, this is what we went through, and nobody cared. Nobody gave a shit. And then till this day, to the point where motherfuckers have to say it in shows and TV shows and movies just to keep reiterating the point that this place was never fair to us. This place owes us a lot. We are mentally broken down. As much as we keep it together, as much as we out here trying to make the best of life, we are mentally broken down. It'll be something like that'll remind you of your place in this country. No matter what hard work you put in, no matter what you've done for people, no matter how great of a person you are, that's another fucked up thing. As a black man or woman, it doesn't matter how good of a person you are, everything that you've done, you will still be looked at in a different way than who you actually are. He did, and he spoke on it. Matter of fact, let me find that. Because I'm gonna find the video of Orlando Jones talking about it. Because that won't get me. That won't get me copyright or whatever the case may be. Let me find that real quick. Here we go.
Orlando Jones is speaking.
No, we don't want to hear your voice. We don't want to hear your voice, Leti. We want to hear Orlando.
2018, I was fired from American Gods. There will be no more Mr. Nancy. Don't let these mother tell you they love Mr. Nancy. They don't.
First of all, hold on. Let me rewind this, because clearly you can tell this man is irate. Niggas don't talk this fast for no reason. He's pissed. And this is the face and the anger and the voice of somebody who wasn't just a fucking actor on the show who had to read off a script. Like my man said, he was a producer and he wrote on the show. He wrote the scene that he specifically feels and knows that he got ended for. Imagine that. These are rare opportunities for people of color in the industry to not only be an actor in the show, a prominent actor in the show, but also be somebody behind the scenes helping write and develop the fucking show. But listen to this. Listen to him.
10th, 2018, I was fired from American Gods. There will be no more Mr. Nancy. Don't let these mother tell you they love Mr. Nancy. They don't. I'm not going to name names, but the new season 3 showrunner is Connecticut born and Yale educated, so he's very smart. And he thinks that Mr. Nancy's angry, get shit done is the wrong message for black America. That's right. This white man sits in that decision-making chair, and I'm sure he has many black BFFs who are his advisors and made it clear to him that if they did not get rid of that angry God, Mr. Nancy, he'd start a Denmark VC uprising in this country. I mean, what else could it be? To the wonderful Neil Gaiman, thank you for allowing me to play this role, for writing this wonderful book, for opening the door for me to become a writer-producer on season 2 of American Gods. Thank you, sir. To the magnificent Brian Fuller and the incredible Michael Green, thank you for creating this series and for allowing me also to become Mr. Nancy. I hope the fans enjoyed it because really this is about you. I hope you loved it as much as I loved doing it.
So let me keep it 100, man. White people have been trying to cancel black folks in this country for decades. When shit gets too real for them, that's when they start to panic. And then all we have left is our voice. That's literally all we will have left because they know what they can do when they're sitting in positions of power. There's no way that man should have been treated that way at all. Absolutely no way in hell. That it's as a and even as a writer, man, like people don't just get rid of writers, especially when it's working for the show. Let me also remind y'all that he didn't get fired for his role, or they're saying he didn't get fired for his role. They're just saying that they said that his character just didn't fit into season 3. How the fuck not? The fans like the character. Who in your right mind, who do you think in Hollywood, when shit is working, they get rid of it? Them niggas care about money too much. Until shit gets real and uncomfortable. Until shit gets real and uncomfortable, that's when that shit goes out the window. It's not so much about the money anymore. Now it's about protecting the narrative. You have to, at that point, they want to protect the narrative. They want to make sure that people still fall in line with everything that this country has worked so hard to condition people for. You know, racist motherfuckers, white supremacists have worked their ass off to make sure people were conditioned in this way. Do you think they really want to lose that mentality over a TV show? Hell nah. Black man, he said it was better to burn that slave ship down in the masters because they was dead anyway. That's what punched me in my fucking gut. That right there. When you think about it, man, first of all, thinking about something as crazy and as diabolical as, man, I wished every single ship that was carrying slaves would have sank. Never would have made it here. That sounds completely fucked up. And then you start thinking about the way that this country panned out. Oh my God. That's deep. That's fucking deep, man. That's really fucking deep. What do you got? What do you think? What do you think this country would be if slaves, African slaves, did not exist? What do you think that where would this country be? That is some crazy shit to think about, man. Jay said, no matter how much money or education or great accolades we've accomplished, at the end of the day, we ain't nothing but a nigga in their eyes. It's a damn shame. Yes, it is. White people are willing to lose millions of dollars in ratings for racism. Yeah, yes. Yes, they are. Because at the end of the day, they can prevail in that. Their opportunities won't be wasted and they won't be limited. These people know that they can sacrifice something for the sake of racism and continue to work and prosper and thrive in the business. They don't have to worry about that. White privilege is a fucking hell of a fucking label and a gift to these motherfuckers. That's crazy. Neil Gaiman wrote the book and even he couldn't do shit about it. Exactly, man. Like, y'all got, man, it's deeper than that, man. Like, when they want to get you out of here as a black individual, they will do it. They don't give a fuck about none of the analytics. They don't give a fuck about the righteousness of it. They don't give a fuck about none of it. They'll do it to you. Colin Kaepernick got canceled. Yes, he did. He got canceled by the league, though. The league canceled Colin Kaepernick. I don't care about how many uncomfortable ass white people there were over what Colin Kaepernick was doing. The league, the fucking league canceled him. You can't tell me over these years that there has been all the quarterbacks that have gotten picked up, chosen, drafted over the years that Colin Kaepernick has not been in the NFL. You can't tell me every single one of them quarterbacks was better than him. You can't. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. Somebody who is still in their prime, somebody who is still out here athletic, working, doing what they do, still a top tier quarterback. Like, I don't think why do people feel like, there's another thing. His game came into question as if Colin Kaepernick wasn't killing shit when he was already in the league. That's the fucked up part about it. He was already killing shit in the league and he already made a name for himself. He was already that guy amongst all the other great names around him. And then as soon as he decided to take a knee and grow his motherfucking hair out, now all of a sudden his game is coming into question. Wow. Corin said Tim Tebow was a flagrant signing. Kaepernick would dust, bro. Of course. There's so many other. He said, yep, by the owners, yep. And they didn't make a big announcement about it. They all just said, don't sign that guy. Owners on code. That's exactly what it is, too. I think people forget about that. A lot of these owners in these leagues, they're buddies. They pass the word around. You know how certain players become number one in the draft, right? It's not just because of their game. It's because they've been getting talked about amongst the group. Once the group finds out the main interest, that's when they start pulling for them. Then that's when you start hearing, oh, this person is going number one. How do you think these people know when somebody's going to be going number one before they go number one? It's all in talks, man. It's all in the same circle. They all talk amongst each other. They know what they're doing. These owners aren't stupid. They just know how to control shit. And just to say with this cancel culture shit, man. That's when it becomes a weapon, and it steps away from the actual purpose of getting motherfuckers out of here who don't deserve to be around here. You know what I'm saying? I don't think words should be policed, no matter how much it makes us uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. I'm sure at my age I'm not done hearing somebody call me a nigger. This today is not going to be the last time I ever hear somebody call me a racist slur. So I'm not going to sit around and act like it's not going to happen. I'm not going to sit around and try to cancel people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to handle my business if a motherfucker decides he wants to be that bold. But at the same time, there's no cancel behind that, because this is what America has built. America has built that. They got to deal with that. Now, if a motherfucker's out here calling for violence, calling to hurt motherfuckers behind how they look, yeah, get them out of here. And then, of course, you know, if there's certain things that aren't acceptable anymore, You know what I'm saying? Just like certain things that was acceptable back in the day and not acceptable now. Like when people try to bring up, we talked about it yesterday. Like when it comes with Spanish fly and shit and taking Quaaludes and shit. That shit used to be popular back in the day. People used to do that all the time. Niggas pop Quaaludes like candy. Motherfuckers use Spanish fly all the time, apparently. It's not normal. You realize that certain shit is not normal and it's not good. You have to switch that shit up. So just like if there's somebody like a comedian on stage and he's bringing up, race issues, or he's just talking about different races and shit, no matter what the fuck he said, if it's funny, it's funny. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. We talking about some shit that's a serious subject in this country that has been something that has been detrimental to people's lives. Just the term racism. You know what I'm saying? Racist actions have led to people dying, so it's natural to feel uncomfortable when talking about it. But we have also found a way to incorporate that in comedy and movies and TV, all this other shit that not only will help you get a laugh or release from it, but also kind of teach you some things as well. I want to be able to keep that aspect of entertainment. We can't let this turn into something where, because of course it's gotten out of hand where people can just say something and get canceled for it, or somebody can go back to tweets you made 10 years ago and then try to make it seem like that's who you are now, and then be like, yeah, we're canceling you for some shit that you said 10 years ago. Fuck that. I said it 10 years ago. It was funny then. It's not funny now. So what? Get over it. That's not who I am. That's not in my routine. That's not what I do. Clearly, I'm changed. Clearly, I'm a changed man. And that's another problem with cancel culture, is that people don't believe in change when it comes to being like, cancel this person because this person is going to be this and they're that, and that's who we see them as forever and today. And it's easy for people to do that on the internet because nobody has a magnifying glass on their life. See, most of the people that are involved with trying to cancel somebody is somebody who can get canceled in real life for certain shit that they've done. But you're not on the same scale as the person you're trying to cancel, this celebrity or this athlete or this artist, whoever it is that you're trying to cancel. You got so much skeletons in your motherfucking closet that you could open up a fucking cemetery. But you sitting over here trying to cancel somebody for what they said. I hate the high mighty motherfuckers on the internet, the people that literally feel perfect, like they don't do shit wrong. That's the place, like, honestly, that's what people do to get away from their problems. If you ever see outrage on social media, 9 times out of 10 is because most of the people that are talking that shit and trying to cancel somebody or showing that outrage is somebody running away from their own problem. Somebody is doing some fucked up shit right now, but because they're not on the scale as the person that they're talking about and their business isn't put on the forefront in front of millions of people, it's not the same severity as them, or to them. So they don't even pay attention to that. They literally block that side of their life out. Can't nobody go and make your name trend on Twitter when you go and do some fucked up shit. So you're able to go on the internet and talk about some shit and escape your own fucked up life. Motherfuckers on the internet trying to give advice and trying to tell people how they should and shouldn't move. Meanwhile, you fucked up out here. Come on, man. Nuke said, yeah, that's the corny shit. Digging up old tweets to find some offensive stuff, but it works both ways. Yeah. Like motherfuckers tried to basically drove Chrissy Teigen off the internet for some shit she said back in the day to some young girl, or like encouraging this young girl to, take her own life. It's fucked up. But at the same time, man, don't let everybody's old tweets pop up, man. People have said some crazy shit on the internet. And like I said, because they're not on the same level as these people that they're talking about, it doesn't seem as severe to them. It doesn't really matter to them what they said because this person's famous and everybody knows about it. So I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and talk shit too. I was just finna say that too. Lady Aries says it's easier to project their own insecurities through this cancel culture shit. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a way for people to escape their bullshit. Projections are one of the main things that people do on a daily basis because they want to feel better about themselves. It's not about you. It's not about what you did. It's not about trying to fix you or try to make you feel bad for what you did. They are projecting their own insecurities upon you and making you feel like you are the most messed up person in the world. Meanwhile, they holding in some shit that'll ruin their life, will send them down a whole river of depression. A lot of people don't deal with their own shit, so they have to take it out on everybody else. I know somebody like that right now. Oh, I wish I could put this person on blast. I'm not that type of person. I don't like doing the whole name drop shit. But I know if this person was to see this and this person was to hear, they know exactly who I'm talking about. This person is one of the most ignorant, dumb, confrontational, most fucked up individuals on this planet that I've ever met and that I've had to deal with because of certain circumstances. This person has done so many fucked up things in life that they literally do not have the room to try to tell anybody else about themselves. But this is the person that will be quick to say some shit to somebody else about themselves. And then be proud about it. Like, be proud that I'm telling somebody about themselves. Man, and that's the thing. If people only, this is how I feel like people need to approach life and approach other people. Remember what you've done. Remember what type of person you are. Remember that you can't escape the things that you have done in life before you open your mouth and think that you can say something to somebody else about the shit they've done. Unless you have walked on pure gold and have never done a single fucked up thing in your life, you don't have the right to tell somebody else about themselves. You don't have the right to say anything. It's crazy. This is a person that I've been sparing too for like a long time, just saying shit about. I've been sparing this motherfucker. Like I have been sparing this person from public embarrassment, and it's like, and for good reason, but it's like people like that really get under my skin, who I literally despise, who I borderline hate. Please deal with your own shit. Deal with your own problems and your own insecurities. And quit feeling like they don't exist. Quit feeling like these problems don't exist just because you put it in the back of your mind. The only thing that does when you put this type of shit in the back of your mind is you harbor on that shit, and it ultimately fucks you up and sends you down a spiral of just confusion, depression, just a weight that you don't need on you. Some people don't know how to maneuver through that shit though. But it's that's like, I feel like that's majority of the people who are part of this cancel culture shit, who will push this shit forward, are a lot of people who are just projecting. It's a lot of projection, man. Nuke said, right, but Tegan be on Twitter as a queen virtue signaler, always trying to tell other people how to think and be woke. People get annoyed by that shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't dispute that either. So they dug up her old shit to show hypocrisy, I guess. Yeah, well, now that's another thing. Well, you have to gauge whether or not it's somebody like, okay, like we talked about Charlemagne. That's another good example. Somebody who literally was out here wilding and then all of a sudden tried to change up their whole shit and then try to reinvent themselves as an advocate for mental health and people trying to deal with their trauma and, you know, trying to just, you know, heal from wounds. It's hard to take somebody like that seriously or take their word for some shit. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you know, just like they'll dig up her old tweets, they dig up old videos of Charlamagne saying wild shit and doing wild shit. So it's hard for people to take someone seriously. And then on top of that, whether to gauge whether or not this person is seriously making a life change for not just trying to tell other people to do shit, but also them doing it for themselves, or just somebody who's putting up a front because they trying to escape the fuck shit that they did in the past. Black man said, read the book, The 4 Agreements. You'll never see people the same way again. Good suggestion. Very good suggestion. I'm going to definitely check that out. My man said The 4 Agreements. If y'all know what that is, go check it out. Or if you already read it, spread the knowledge, man. Spread the wealth. Now, with that being said, man, you already know what time it is, man. GMS family, please put a GMS in the chat right now if you are here and if you are listening to my voice. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. You gotta hit the bell as well. You know what I'm saying? Show some love. If you do get a chance to really, really, really fuck with me, go and cop those GMS albums. You see that. I don't know if my nigga JR is still here. Post them links, man, so people can click on them. Post the link to the music and post the link to the GMS website. As you see down here, and when you close that out, you see this picture right here on this side of me. I got GMS jerseys, GMS shirts, all that shit. You can click that link that my man JR Miller just posted below. One of the moderators, he just posted the GMS shop link. You can go ahead and check out the shop, get you a shirt or a jersey or a rolling tray. Also, if you want to help support me and the channel, you can hit my Cash App, which is right above my head, Jaquan Pittman 50, and follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back, and I keep the content coming, man. So like I said, this is the GMS show. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and whatever day I feel like it on the weekend. So make sure you pop up on me for these shows. This is the type of shit I like to do. This is the type of shit I like to talk about. My chat, man, first of all, y'all motherfuckers are great. I really appreciate all y'all contributions to this show. You know what I'm saying? We still building the show. We still trying to get these viewers up. We still trying to get subscribers up, man. So please support the channel, man. Spread the word. Let people know about the GMS show. I want more of y'all to be here. I want more of y'all to contribute and say what y'all need to say, because I value y'all opinion. So thank y'all again, GMS fam. I'm gonna shout y'all niggas out right now. Hold on, let me put a beat on. Gotta put the beat on. Sound like that nigga. Who was it? Was it Freeway? Gotta put the beat on. Can somebody put the beat on? Shout out to Breathe Easy, Lady Aries, Brimdog, Trauma, King Lukey, Nuke, Black Man America, Salvatruch, Corin Stevens, JG. Hey. Who else is this motherfucker? Eternal Umbra in this motherfucker. I just seen you pop up too. My nigga JR Miller in this motherfucker, man. All y'all motherfuckers that contributed to the motherfucking show today, put the GMS in the comments. Thank y'all so much. Wonder Man, yeah, you hella late, man, but you can just rewind this motherfucker and join the conversation again, man. It's all good, man. I appreciate you for still popping up, my nigga. GMS family. Let's go. Smoke some.